Hey there, booze fans. We are back with another exciting new single barrel release. This time from Hillrock, which is from New York. Not to be confused with Rock Hill, which is from Buffalo Trace. Yes, it's true. Same words, different states, different styles. And I know which one I'd prefer, and it might be blasphemy, but it's this. So, last year, I got to try the regular version of Hillrock. I was deeply impressed. I was gifted a bottle for Christmas, and I really like what they're about. So I inquired about getting some single barrels. They said yes. So sent us some samples. We went through them. And this was the one that I had to have. And I called it Spiced Cherry Chutney. And the reason for that is I took all my tasting notes. I put the tasting notes into Google. And Google said, you're talking about Spiced Cherry Chutney. So thanks, Google. Thanks for the name. So this uses the Solera method. What's the Solera method? I'm glad you asked. The Solera method is when you mix young and old whiskey. Okay? In this case, they took the young and the old and they put it in a big sherry cask and aged it in there. And that's where these bottles came from. So you're getting a single barrel that was finished in a sherry cask, Solera method. Now let's get into it. I'm mixing things up today. Instead of my traditional Glencairn glass, I've got this lovely Willet glass from the Willet distillery from a trip I made earlier this year. I still love my Glencairn glass, but what I really like is when my glassware is already clean. Exhibit A. You see that pretty color, right? So some of this color is coming from the sherry cask. Some of it is coming from the age. Let's get our schnapps. Oh, this is cask strength. I forgot to mention that. Sorry, forgot to mention that. Cask strength. I always do cask strength when I can. Why? Because then I'm in control of the proof. So we're going to start out as is, neat, and then apply water later. Boy, the cherry and the spice just jump right out at you. It's like, oh, why did he call it this? Oh, that's why. Now let's see if they're there on the palate. Oh, yes. Big black cherry. Allspice. Cardamom. Spiced cherry chutney. Never had anything like it before. I'm always drawn to those type of barrels. But then it's great for me to pull back, not say anything, let the staff try it and see, do they like this too? Or is this just Keith chasing some unique flavor because he tries everything, and so much so that he's talking in third person now? That's not what happened here. But it has happened to where I've like, oh, this one tastes like dirt. Try it. And people are like, yeah, it does. I don't like that. No? So this is one I think that has a unique flavor but is still very much accessible and approachable. Let's go back in for seconds because that's what my brain is telling me to do. That is fun. It's fun. I get the cherry. I get the spice. The heat is really well managed. The oak presence is nice. Drying finish at the end. Definitely three-dimensional. Definitely distinctive than the regular. All right. Time for the Dr. Bill's Splink, which is you just put your fingers in the water. Splink them in there. Just Drip, drip, drip. Once more. There we go. So right away we see more aromatic opening up from the water. Let's take a little sip. So that makes the cherry quite juicy. All right, like I'm biting into it. And then the spices are elevated as well. But again, a little tobacco there now. There wasn't much heat on this thing before, and now, I mean, this is easy to drink. This is fun. I recommend picking one of these up if you're tired of the same old, same old. It is pricey, but at the same time, you know that you're drinking something special when you have something like this that stands out. That even if you went and poured 5 or 6 bourbons and you had me nose each of them, I could identify this one because you're not normally getting. This is a different type of cherry than you get from the Woodford Reserve. So that combination of the cherry and the particular spices that you're getting really makes it stand out. So good job, Hillrock. Thank you. Cheers. Back to work for me.